So I was reading recently about this term de-influencer. I mean, like, I feel at times like it's really hard to keep pace with all the changes, and even influencers are things that I slightly struggle to get my head around. But I was reading about this term de-influencer, which are people that are starting to provide guidance to people online about what not to do, about where not to shop, about the poor customer service. So don't use this makeup brand, use this makeup brand, don't use this energy company, use this energy company. And I must admit, I do feel as a young and relatively small training business, I've observed lots of lethargy in the training sector. I've observed lots of big providers that get contracts just because they're a big provider. And actually what they do and what they provide, in my opinion, is not good enough. And so some of the background to why we've done some of the things that we've done, some of the things that we've developed, some of the partnerships that we have, is because actually I think people deserve better. People pay good money for training courses. And actually there's been quite a lot of dialogue online. Recently, I was involved in a discussion online where people were talking about, is the end of the training course the end of the training? Well, it absolutely shouldn't be. It should be about taking what you've learned and applying it in the real world. And that's something that we feel really strongly about, is that the training has to be applicable. It has to be relatable, and it has to be something that you can embed. And actually, I feel like we failed as trainers if you don't go away and implement some of the things that you learn. I'm not expecting anyone that comes on a course for a day to remember everything, and I'm not expecting them to apply everything, but it's about what are the things that are relevant to you. We specifically ask people at the end of a course, what are the 3 things that you're going to take away? And with some of the delivery mechanisms that we have now, we even formalize follow-up for specific periods of time after the completion of the course, because what I observe is so much lazy provision. It's the same PowerPoint. It's been hashed out. It's the PowerPoint they've had for 20 years that they've delivered in a room. And it may well do the job, and it may well have done the job, but actually, do you know what? The world's changing. People are changing. The dynamics are changing. And I think what people can and should expect from a training provider is also training. The way we all work, the way we all live has been materially impacted in the last few years. Pandemic, and we're now living through, an economically challenging time. So it's really important that you get ROI. It's really important that you get a return on the investment. We're asking you for a decent investment to come on a training course. It's my obligation then to deliver training that has impact. And I just observe so much that just doesn't have that impact. People see the completion certificate, they see the thing at the end of the day, leaving the room, that's that done. I've parked it, I've ticked it off, I've done it, I've got my CPD hours, I've got my whatever. That's just the start for me. And actually nothing. I felt really humbled recently. A delegate asked to come on a course that they'd already done again. It would be really easy to think, well, we didn't do our job very well on that course because they've needed to come again. On the contrary, what it was they felt they'd taken so much from it, and they felt in a different place to come and learn a different set of skills. And it's a way of re-engaging and bringing things together in a totally different way.